but really it's the movement for me. Throws in the mid-60s, and like I said earlier, she's a competitor.
Cone comes home and a blooper down the right field line. It's going to be a fair ball, and it bounces into foul territory off the glove of Collier. Digging for three, pitch number one, and the stop sign is up for Peyton Liss. And what a start. Second hit of the weekend and of this tournament for Peyton Liss as Gleason stays alive.
Throws in the mid-60s, and like I said earlier, she's a competitor.
Cone comes home and a blooper down the right field line. It's going to be a fair ball, and it bounces into foul territory off the glove of Collier. Digging for three, pitch number one, and the stop sign is up.
In the lineup yesterday, you have to have her at the top, and this is a ball that Reese Collier cannot dive for if you're not going to come up with the catch. She's a couple
in the sport. Two teams have played so recently. Ground ball to second. Fake the toss home. JMU on the board. First team All-Sun Belt a season ago rips that one foul.
Just going to have a different effect on a right-handed hitter than a lefty.
Loop to shallow left center. Charging and making the grab is Hudgens.
Go with her screw.
Payoff pitch again on the eighth pitch of the AB, and a ground ball to first. Running over quickly is Ruby Pippin will lead things off. Alabama native 2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Loop to shallow left. Easy play for Campbell. It's short. Idaho softball Gatorade Player of the Year. Also played high school basketball. This one swatted to center field. And this one in and out of the glove of Campbell over at short. It trickles into left field, and Georgia Hood will extend this inning.
Super aggressive. And of course, Roos is sitting there in the 4-hole, so she's a big part of that.
Hot hitting continues into right center field. A diving attempt by Butler. No, the throw comes back into second. Here's the relay throw home in time.
Think about Roos, just absolutely a laser off of the bat. The throw from Campbell coming in. We're going to have a review here. I thought it was the right ball in, of course, this tournament, but also the last half of the season.
Jasmine Hall will lead things off for the Dukes. Harrisonburg, VA, and that ball clipped her elbow.
So it takes away some of that movement.
This one bunted over to third. They're going to try to get the lead runner at second, and they do. Delaney Keith came crashing down. Already an active start of the hot corner. There's Keith again, and nearly doubled off Edwards at first. It trickles away from Hood. Back to second. Coffee going to be ready at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it turns out, for everybody wondering back at home, the answer is yes. 4:30 is that magical hour in which the fresh coffee is made at your local Hampton Inn hotel.
NCAA tournament, it's the same thing, same vibes.
Up the middle, that'll drift over to the hole at short. Abby Campbell there. They've had their moments as an athletic department. You think back in baseball 2017, they won the national championship, the Men's College World Series out in Omaha. Football program has found success. Softball has been tremendous under Coach Green. Back up the middle, that's going to sneak through. Butler grabs it in center field.
2012.
Fly ball, foul territory, drifting towards the bullpen in the wind. I know. Take this headset off. 0-2 on the inner half and a called strike 3. And Fleet shows you a little motion exiting the circle.
This thing, win the tournament, and then we don't need to talk about it. A lot of coaches will have different strategies. It just depends on your team. Do you have a young team? Do you have an older team that maybe understands? Coastal Carolina, we are a bubble team. I don't want to talk about that. I want to win this game.
First walk of the game issued by Picone, who's now thrown 330 pitches in this Sun Belt Championship. Part of the heart and soul of this team, a senior out of Long Beach, California. You mentioned it earlier, she replaced the injured Bella Hensler as a starting catcher.
This is always the best time to pick, and there was a hesitation there from a teammate and trust that she's going to be in position. I think if Jennings hadn't have hesitated.
They give up an early run as Liz sends it into right field, so here come the Dukes again. Tapped over to first. Hood's got it. And cut on and miss, and Picone a hop, skip, and a jump. Her second strikeout of the inning. And you saw the graphic there as we were talking with Coach Laporte. Dukes have won 17 of 22 to make it to this point. 3-0 start in the Sun Belt Softball Championship. Backhanded beautifully by Edwards and over to first in plenty of time. And Hudgens is retired.
How many balls she has thrown in today's game? Only 9. So that tells me as a hitter, I'm ready to swing, but also as a defender, I love that. Feed me these ground balls. I'm ready. Let's get these outs.
Well, at times, I mean, Coach Laporte told us earlier today, she's the most stoic person I've ever been around in my entire life, and that's not always a bad thing. If you've got runners on base, it's a leverage situation, a high leverage situation. Pippin's gonna outside, and a great take by Keith with 2 away. Final 3 games for virtually every team in the league. Georgia Hood pops it up a mile in the air.
He's got to take it.
And racing over to grab it will be Legston. Legston on a laser, and jumping is Hudgens right behind the logo. Hudgens all smiles after the fact, rightfully so. Well, we mentioned the end of the regular season of the Sun Belt Conference. JMU moved up from 10 to 9. Jasmine Hall with a knock. And the Dukes.
The hit that she had in her last at-bat, of course, it was that weird double play, but Reagan Wall just absolutely smashed it, swinging away.
Right over to the hot corner. This one sent beautifully into center field. A diving attempt. Yes, it's there for Hudgens.
Oh, these teams are playing for their season, and every
big pitch for Fleet. To her high school career, lettered in softball, soccer, basketball, track and field, and golf, as Fleet understands the importance of this moment. Talk about a multi-sport standout. Roos. That's a fair ball down the left field line. Digging for second. Here comes the throw, and it's not in time.
Check both sides of the plate. I'm sitting screwball right here.
Jennings, a confident stance. The back of the box. Fleet comes home. Popped up on the right side.
But you have to have something on the outside part of the plate to offset your best pitch, and if you can't get that one called for a strike, it makes it really tough.
Kenna Metzger, the hitter, squares one up deep left field into the wind, and Coastal Carolina's out in front.
Ball was crushed. And this is a freshman. I'm talking about the 3 seniors in the middle of this lineup for Coastal. And the freshman comes up the biggest. That ball into the trees. Wow.
10th home run of the season and a brand new ball. Originally out of California, that hitter. Well, she signaled towards the home plate umpire. 203 hitter. Over to third. It's knocked down by Hall across the way and to first base in time. McKenna Metzger. And here we are with the Chanticleers grabbing their first advantage. Hop over to second. Edwards is there.
To have the vision to say, okay, if I put in the work, I can maybe be conference pitcher of the year in a couple of years. It does not happen that way, especially in today's game where you can go find a place for you. And
played a lot before this season, and now has played a ton. He's been one of the top defensive catchers in the Sun Belt, but strikes out here. Back to the top of the order for the Dukes of JMU. Hammer to third. They'll get the lead runner at second and turn two. This one through the hole into right field. And Coastal Carolina runners at first and second looking for a little insurance.
Legston, a first baseman, that ball shouldn't be close to anyone, and thought that might have been a play there.
Well, Pippen also timed that run beautifully between first and second. A fly out to right field. Winner take all here in the championship. Win this game, you're going to the NCAA tournament. Fly ball straightaway center. Butler battling the breeze.
And the pressure is on.
Jennings, two-hopper over to third, Hall up to the challenge.
Left fielder number 9.
The playoffs have been as entertaining as ever, and the road teams in the semis have been shockingly good. Not a shocker here. Coastal Carolina, one-run lead, and the Dukes got the win yesterday against ULM 4-2. Right in the heart of right field, Montoya. In every single one of those contests, Kenzie.
I was just thinking about how she's been able to do it number one.
On a rope into left field, that one's going to roll for a while. All the way to the wall. Runner's going to be waved around. Here comes Gleason, safe! Carolina, South Caldwell High School, pops it up and retreating back, make a snow cone grab. 84 pitches in for Nicolette Picone. He's quickly approaching 400 tosses here in Troy. In the dirt and advancing to third. The top of the sixth inning.
Of course, it's right where we want to be, right? Sixth inning tied.
Clemson and Florida State up in Massachusetts. Lothian, Virginia. Lothian High School. It's been magnificent over at shortstop. Picone on the run. Picked it cleanly out of the air.
Of course, time after time, it just builds.
Changeup fouled straight back and against the brick wall. Jennings, a nasty collision, appears to be okay. Essentially is about a 20-foot brick wall.
She had a beat on it right away, knew exactly where it was. Just runs out of room. Be right there. Are you okay? You are my catcher. I need you.
First time in this championship we've had a 1-2-3 frame, and of course it happens in back-to-back. Payoff pitch, swatted into right field, and that's going to drop. Hudgens. And Coastal's in business to start the home half of this.
What an at-bat from Hudgens in the 9 spot. You always look to that 9 spot to be the spark plug for your team, to turn the lineup over to this dugout. They were pumped. I feel like there's a little bit of momentum there offensively.
Back to the top of the order, and Libby Pippen. 2 for 14 here in Troy. Ball gets away from Romero, racing for second.
Cut it, let it go.
Served into right field. That's through for a hit. The stop sign is put up. Hudgens over at third base. JMU infield is in. Bases are loaded.
Infield is very in. She gets this ball to the outfield. The game's over.
3 for 5 with the bases loaded this year is Hood. Hudgens, only run that matters. Standing
Seniors in the lineup in a row here. If anyone's gonna get it done, it's one of these 3 seniors.
Hood, the senior from Australia. It gets away from Romero. Coming in is Hudgens. Coastal Carolina walks it off on the wild pitch. The Chanticleers are going back to the dance. 3-2, the final in the Sun Belt Championship.
That did not look good in that celebration. Oh, man. This is a program that has not been to the NCAA tournament since 2012. So it's been a minute.